Hi guys, this is Rajat Vikram Pradhan and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. Hello guys, welcome to the third class of pronouns. In today's class we are going to learn about three more types of pronouns: distributive pronouns, indefinite pronouns and relative pronouns. So first we are going to do distributive pronouns. So let me tell you what is distributive pronoun with an example. So let us say this is a mother and she has two sons. This is son 1, this is son 2. Okay, so let us say this is A and let us say this is B. Okay, and she is the mother, right? So distributive pronouns refer to each person taken as a unit, each person or thing taken as a unit. See, like let us say the mother has some sweets for both of her children. So when she brings her sweets, she can say each of you can take a sweet. It means that A is going to take a sweet and B is also going to take a sweet. So in distributive pronoun we try to refer to like all the persons in a group as a single individual, means we are talking to every single individual in a group. So see here in the second sentence she says there is a word either of you can take the free passes for the show. So if mother says the same to the children, it means that one of them can only take the free passes. Okay, then there is another word called neither. Neither means not A also cannot take anything and B also cannot take anything. So that is how distributive pronouns work. Then second we have indefinite pronoun. So what are indefinite pronouns? Indefinite pronouns are those pronouns that refer to persons or thing in a general way. Means these are words which are not definite, they are not specific and they are not exact. See, when this example, anyone can solve this problem. So when this sentence is said, anyone can mean anybody. It can mean like Hari, or it can mean Ram, it can mean Anil, or it can mean Sunil, anybody, right? When again another sentence, many enjoy traveling, it means that he is not talking about one person in particular, like boys or girls or men or women or old men or old women. Many means like almost everyone. So we have to do these fill-ups by yourself, which I am going to help you after the class. Then we will move to relative pronouns. So what are relative pronouns? These are the important one. So from the name itself you might have a little idea what are relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are such words that show relation. Means these are words that link a phrase or a clause with another in a sentence. So simple way I can or the simple definition of this can be like, these words like who, which, that, whom, they specify about what is being talked about. Like see here the first example, the boy who came with my father yesterday is my brother. See, there is a pronoun who, and which word does it talk about? It talks about boy. So who talks about boy. So who is a relative pronoun. See, same thing again. Please read the poem that Wordsworth wrote. See, the word that, which is a relative pronoun, it talks about poem. So here it is specifying poem. Again, that is specifying Airbus, whose is specifying musician, whom is specifying student, like that. So these are words which specify about what is being talked about. Okay, Now we have these basic relative pronouns: who, which, that, whom, whose, what. So where they are used we are going to learn now. This is given in this paragraph. So first we use who and whose to refer to animate objects. Acha, what is animate objects? The simple definition of animate objects are living things. Okay, so I can say like this is the man who gave me money yesterday, or I can say that she is the girl who scored the highest marks. In both the examples, who referred to a man and a girl, both of which are living things. Then whom. Whom is used to refer to an object of a verb or a preposition. Okay, to put it in a simple way, forget this part. We use whom to refer to an object of a sentence. Like the friend whom I met yesterday is Mahesh. Like here I am talking about Mahesh, which is the object. So whom is used for the object. Then third we have which and that. Now which is used for animate and inanimate object, means for both living and non-living things, and that can be used for both animate and inanimate object. Okay, this means that mostly we use which for living things, and that can sometimes be used for living things, but mostly it is used for non-living things. Now we'll come to the last word, which is that. Now this is the interesting one. See, what is used when no antecedent is mentioned. So I had told you about antecedent in probably my first video. So antecedent is that noun that a pronoun replaces. Like see here, the student whom you sent last week. See, the word whom is replacing student. So the antecedent of whom is student. And again here, the musician whose the antecedent of whose is musician, like that. So yeah, so we use what when there is no antecedent mentioned. Means if noun is not mentioned the first time, we use what. See here, there is an example. I already have what I want. See, the word what is there, but which word is this what referring to? You understand, right? I hope you are not confused. It means that there is no word, there is no noun that this word what has replaced. So when there is no antecedent, we use what. We are going to learn a bit more about relative pronouns now. Relative pronouns placement. So where is relative pronouns placed? Relative pronoun is placed as close to its antecedent as possible. See here there are two examples given which explicitly explains the topic, the heading. The thief was caught by the police who stole the diamond. This is wrong. Now read the second sentence. The thief who stole the diamond was caught by the police. This one is correct. See, why is this one wrong and this one is correct? See, always we need to place the relative pronoun as close to the noun that we are talking about. See, thief, immediately after that we need to write the relative pronoun. Here also you might have noticed the same. See, the boy who came, the poem that, Airbus that, musician whose, student whom, like this. So it should be placed as close to the noun or the antecedent as possible so that there is no confusion. Okay, then we are going to learn relative pronouns omission. Omission means a removal. So in which cases can we remove relative pronouns? There is a line, there is a sentence. The person to whom I dedicate this book is my mother. See, the word whom here refers to person, and the train by which we often travel is the Rajdhani Express. So word which here refers to train. Now we are going to try to write these sentences without using these two relative pronouns, whom and which. See, the same sentence can be written as the person I dedicate this book to is my mother. See, the meaning of the both the sentences are the same, but the relative pronoun is removed. The whom is taken out and the word to is taken near the mother. Then same thing again, the train we often travel by is the Rajdhani Express. Again, which is removed and this word by is taken near Rajdhani Express. So that is how we do the omission or the removal of relative pronouns. Next we have relative pronouns joining sentences, and this is probably the easiest one of relative pronouns. So relative pronouns can also be used to join different sentences. A boy received a prize for saving a dog. I want to meet the boy. I want to meet the boy who received a prize for saving a dog. So the word who here refers to boy. And same thing again, this is my mobile phone which does not work. See, the word which or that, both of it can be used, but means one of them can be used. These two words refer to the mobile phone. This is all for today, guys. The exercises I'm going to help you and I'm going to send you through the group. I hope you understood something, and if you didn't understand something, kindly ask. And thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next class. Bye bye.